everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. Alright, so today we're going to be doing, I have no idea how this video is going to go actually, just kind of trying to find some videos for this time of the year. It's a little bit hard, it's like right now it seems like we're just feeding a lot, but I've got a double nuke right here. I've done quite a few videos on them and I talk about them a little bit because I do think they're really great hives and they're really good resource hives, and that's our main reason for double nukes. And so I'm actually, in the next couple, well, like next year, I'm going to be at a few conferences and I'm going to be talking on double nukes, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll have more information on that later, but I'm really excited about double nukes and I do like them a lot, so I wanted to film a video on them again this year because I'm not sure I really have filmed any videos on them. But the main video for today is kind of deciding how our queens did, because we grafted. We had a guy contact us wanting some grafts. If you ever start selling queens, you'll notice a lot of people want queens just all year long. And sometimes it's just really hard to get queens, but we wanted to at least try it out, so we told this guy that we would. And so I ended up grafting like really late August. I think the day we ended up taking them out was like, or sold them, would have been like August 22nd or something like that. So it was pretty late, and if you don't know, that's like really late for us. We never graft that late just because it never goes really well. And so anyways, we're gonna check out to see how they did, because we ended up getting, I think maybe like 4 or 5 back of our own that we kept, and just to see how they were doing. And we put them in 4 splits, and then one of them we recleaned, and I think 2 of them ended up coming back, which is a pretty bad take usually for us. Typically it goes pretty good, but I ended up checking them and I didn't see anything, and so I was like, let's just come back a week later, or in a couple days, and see if they're just not laying yet. And it did seem like most of them just weren't laying yet, so I think they just take a little bit longer. So later queens are just harder, but they do tend to do better in the springtime because they're just ready to go because you did them so late. But they're just a lot harder to get, and I just hate grafting that late because it makes you feel like pretty bad about yourself, because the grafts hardly ever take really well. I mean, we had some really bad takes. Anyway, let's check out to see how they're doing. If you don't know what a double nuke is, it's really just a 10-frame box. Almost fell over, that would have been good on video. It's really just a 10-frame box that's split in half, and it only has 4 frames on each side. So there's an entrance on this side, and then there's the other entrance on that side. But let's go ahead and open them up. So the bottom box is all put together, and then the top box is 2 individual boxes. There is just I think it's a super on the bottom. I don't really know why. My dad just did that. Maybe just to pull them off the ground a little bit. I get a lot of questions about that. A lot of people ask me about leaving our hives on the ground, and you can see right there we have them on the ground. I have them pretty much on the ground everywhere just because they do perfectly fine. I haven't had any bad problems with them. There's nothing really that I've noticed. So anyway, I get a lot of questions about that, but they seem to do perfectly fine. I mean, the ones that are on the bench are always the ones that are worse because they always end up falling off. I don't know why, but like a lot of our benches are never level, and so they tend to fall off, which is always fun. Oh, I meant to grab some fondant, because I was going to put that on this too, but kind of forgot about that. So this top box is completely new. It's been put on in the last couple days, so there's really nothing up here, but it does look like they're up here cleaning it up a little bit, so that's good. Glad to see they're using that. This one, they're not really up there as much, but let's go ahead and pull off this box and just see how they're doing down there. So I can't remember, but I think this was the queen that was doing really well, and she just started laying, and she had a really good laying pattern, and because it's so late in the year, it's really surprising to see that. I don't remember which queen it was. It might have been this one or that one or another queen in a different yard. I have no idea, but let's go ahead and check it out just to see if she's still laying or not. I wouldn't expect her to be, because most of our queens have slowed down quite a bit. They slow down this time of the year just in general, and then also usually after Guard they tend to slow down quite a bit too. We just did that. Well, it would have been a couple weeks. Okay, so yeah, there's still a little bit going on. Just keeping my eye out for her first. Yep, and there she is. She's pretty bright. She's right here. Wonder if she's gonna lay for us. Probably not. You can usually only get them to do that earlier in the year, but so looks like we've still got a little bit of brood going on over here. Most of it's hatching out. I still see eggs. She's still laying, which is actually a really big surprise to all of us, so that's good. So yeah, these late queens do really good. They're just so much harder to get. Alright, well let's go ahead and check out this other side. So these are two separate hives. I want to see how they're doing. So yeah, I mean, we only got 2 out of, I think it might have been 5, which is pretty bad for us, but at least it's something. Felt really bad for the guy that we sold them to because he actually ended up not getting like any of them back.
I think you got 2.
Did you get 2? Okay, so I ended up getting 2, but it just sucks. But I guess, you know, we warned him. It's just really hard to do stuff this late in the year, but that's not even on. Oops. Let's see how this one's doing. They haven't been too testy, which now I'm probably going to get stung. I got stung earlier, but that was my fault, so been a little bit surprised by that. They're usually this time of the year not super happy to see me. Well, I did get a bee in my veil earlier too, so I guess they're not super great, but it could be very worse. These are barely on them. There's not much propolis. They're brand new. Alright, so that one seems to have a little bit of a bigger cluster. This one's a little bit smaller. We actually ended up combining them too because we had 4 over here and only 2 came back, so we just combined the 2 pronukes. They were in pronukes, so they were pretty small in general, so we did combine them together. I think this one just got a few more bees. Let's just see what's going on. It feels like it's got a little bit of weight to it. Alright, so we still see some brood, and I think I'm seeing really any eggs. There's just a lot of kind of spotty, or shotgunny is what we call it, brood, but I mean, it's there. I mean, there's some hives that I haven't been able to find any. That's the other thing with grafting so late in the year, is it's so hard to find good larvae. I mean, earlier in the year when we're grafting, I mean, you can just pull out any frame and there's perfect larvae to graft from, and it's just drowning in mono jelly. But this time of the year, or when it's later in the year, like August, it's just so hard to find that. So I just don't enjoy grafting that late in the year, but sometimes it ends up turning out really well. So we'll see how they do in the springtime. So here she is. They look about the same. They look pretty big. And I'm seeing eggs on this side, so not, I mean, a big patch of brood, but that's something. So we'll see how they do through the winter, see if they even make it through the winter. I expect them to, especially that side over there, because they had a decent size. A lot of people talk about not being able to enter or overwinter nukes, but we've done it so many times, and so they should be perfectly fine, especially if they can build up and get into this top box, then they'll be great. Good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put some fondant on them just to see if that kind of helps them get a little boost, but they've got some brood, so they'll still get a little bit of boost there. And if it comes down to it, we'll end up combining them with some other hives. But I honestly think that they're doing really well, so that's good to see, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and just close them up just in case some robbing gets started. I don't think it's been too bad. But that's good, so I'm going to grab some fondant, and that's pretty much it. So that's just a video on kind of showing that you can graft late in the year. You just might not get as good of a tank, but the ones that do take tend to do really well. So anyway, yeah, people ask all the time, how late can you graft in the year? I don't know, I haven't tried it past August, late August, but now we know that you can do it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching today's video. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.